Rapid Africa. All day, dog. Either find we don't go find we today. Rise up, yeah. No, we don't go carry last no more. Line up, yeah. And now you better take action. If you believe that you are royal, flexing your move, gotta show. Let them understand that who you are is bigger than the world, yeah. For so many years and so many ways to try to pull us down, but time is now, we're turning things around. So we're moving to the top.
Dear customer, My Body Rituals takes pride and passion in spreading the word about the importance of caring for your skin on a cellular level. Blessed to heal eczema, as this amazing plant-based formula was tested 14 years ago on my grandson, who since then is completely healed of chronic dry skin. Additionally, our body butter prevents post-surgery, minor incisions, blemishes, prevent and/or smooth wrinkles, and diaper rash, etc. Because your body is made up of earth, it's only appropriate what you place on your skin, and hair is also made from the earth. Our products are made from love with you in mind. Yours truly, My Body Rituals family.
This is Africans Leaving America. I am Afia Kumson. I have a wonderful guest with me today. Can you please introduce yourself to the platform, sir?
Want to let everybody know, thank you, Afia, for having me. This is Jason Broadnax. I am the CEO, owner of More Global. I'm from Delray Beach, Florida, South Florida. Grew up in South Florida. Definitely, I was an Army brat. You know, my dad, credit to my dad and my mom, traveled the world growing up. So
wow,
my outlook, you know, on the world is a little different from, you know, most experiences. So that's who I am. I grew up in South Florida, like I said, and just trying to get everything, you know, get people to understand, you know, the global mindset compared to just the United States mindset.
Most definitely. You are so right about that, because it's a whole nother world out there besides the United States, brother.
Right.
And I understand that's what your company pretty much represents. The name of it is More Global. So can you tell the platform about your tour company and your services?
Well, my platform it's international real estate, you know, meeting Black and brown tourism. So I try to encourage, for one, definitely encourage, you know, us as people to travel international, travel to Africa, travel to all African countries, you know, travel to some of the Afro Brazilian countries. You know, even if you just go into the Caribbean, you're going to get a lot of different culture that you still wouldn't get, you know, in the United States, and seeing a lot of the heritage, seeing things that even the food that you can be proud of, you know, in Central America, where you see coffee farms and seeing how far people have come. And, you know, it's just, that's really what I'm really trying to create: authentic tours. And once they get to some of these places, leveraging your dollar. So, you know, instead of buying a $100,000 home in the hood somewhere, where you can actually own a nice property, you know, on the beach in Africa or the beach in Brazil.
Most definitely.
That's what my company is, you know, the Meat and Potatoes. Trying to get some, you know, public relations type of things going with different people from all over. Recreating these bridges that have been burnt down over time by systematic racism. So that's something that I'm really trying to create, and that I'm proud of, you know, of people like yourself who are in this together.
Yeah, because it's all about bridging the gap. You know, we have been separated for hundreds of years.
Right.
You know,
right.
And a lot of us don't know about the history in South America, you know. So that's why I wanted you to get on this platform so you can tell us a little bit about that. So what made you choose South America for your tour packages that you basically have going on right now?
Well, for one, you know, I was dealing with Africa first, and you know, Africa is really expensive. The airfare is expensive. So for me, it came down to, you know, trying to just get people comfortable at first and then taking that big leap. So I tell everybody all the time, you know, you have Africa, then you have Sister Brazil, right? And I fell in love with it the first time that I went, just seeing the culture, seeing everything. I went to a restaurant. I had oxtails, collard greens, and, you know, cornbread.
I seen that. I saw
Right.
that. I was
Right.
like, what? I was like, they eating like we eat over here.
Eat like we eating. So it's the same. It's prepared a little different, but it's the same food. So that lets you know we the same people. You know, you can't fool food. That's something that I like using. Yeah, but going to Brazil, you see the dance, you see the drums, you see a lot of things that you would, the headdresses, the colors. You know what I mean? It feels pretty close to what you would think would be home.
Right.
It feels like a cousin, and you know, that's what really made me choose you know, Brazil for one. But then you have Afro-Colombia. You know, you see Cartagena area, you see in Colombia that way, very powerful people that I have encountered. You know, you have El Salvador, you have Venezuela, where you have, you know, Afro people. So
wow, that's amazing.
And that's just something that they really don't talk about. You know what I mean? So like a lot of people don't know, Fina, like you have 46 million Black people in America. You have 80, you know, in Brazil. That's doubling us. That's doubling us. But we always think and go straight from Africa to United States. But people forget, like, we're third on that list.
Right.
We're third on that list. So you know, even when you go there, you see the culture, like I was saying, you see the drums, you see the dance. It's more tied, the heritage is more tied, like that was stripped away from us, you know what I mean? So like you see more of that once you go to like Brazil.
Yeah. We pretty much learned a lot from, you know, our colonizers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I feel like a lot of the ethnicity of us was lost with our ancestors. You know, over a period of time, we pretty much lost a lot of who we were. You know, and I feel like right now in this day and age, we are starting to get back to our roots. You know,
right.
So look, I know you have been over there a lot. So tell us a little bit about the African slave trade over there.
Well, Brazil was the biggest, you know, African slave trade, for one, that I actually found out, you know, just by traveling, going on different tours, and shout out to my tour guide, Bruno. He's a writer. He does a lot of writing material on you know, Afro Brazil, and their import was sugar. So we all know how much sugar is impacted on this planet. But that's where, you know, a lot of the slave trade came from. So the Congo, I know they have a lot of people from that descended from the Congo area, Nigeria area. So yeah, that was definitely impact Brazil, that whole area. And then a lot of people, and you know what, I don't mean to cut you off, but I was talking to one of the guys. I get excited by telling this story. He owns a resort there in Brazil, and he was just like, hey, don't believe all the hype that you hear. And I never thought about it this way. He said he has documents of his great grandfather. I don't know how many greats it was, right? But there were two brothers. They both came through slavery to Brazil. The other brother ended up staying there for a few years. Then they put him back on another boat and then sent him up to the United States. How many people do you think that happened to that we just don't know about, that we have descendants from in Brazil somewhere that we never thought about? Everything we just think about just is directly Africa, but not thinking about the whole triangle. So that just kind of gave me a different perspective. Like I never, wrapped my mind around that angle of it.
Now,
Yeah.
do the descendants there know that they are African, or do they consider themselves as Brazilians?
They, it's a mixture that I have seen, and I asked a couple people this question. Just going back through history through the United States, whenever there was a president or, a white man that impregnated a black woman, you are who your father is unless they're white, right? Then you're still black. But over there in those other countries, I did not know that they still, you can be black as me, but they use the colorism in a different form. If your father was white, then they made you say that you were white. So think about it, what that does to you subconsciously. But yeah, they do have very proud people that I have encountered. People coming up to me saying Wakanda forever. You know what I mean, like that. So yeah, you hear like the stereotypes of the women wearing like over here like the Brazilian hair, but when you go over there, you see these women out with their big afros, the little afros, they just wearing like their hair naturally. You know what I mean? But when on TV, they showing something totally different.
Right,
so,
right. They don't show the dark-skinned women
right
from South America on TV. It's always the lighter skin, long hair, So
right,
I mean, if you don't know about researching or your history, you will think that it's only light-skinned people over there in Brazil. You wouldn't think that it was people like me and you over there.
Right.
Wow.
And they have a whole area. Salvador is like Atlanta. Like that was the main city of like the black slave trade. And to this day,
Salvador was
Salvador. Salvador. Bahia. Yep, Bahia. They kind of correct me when I say it, but my accent. But yeah, it's pretty much Atlanta of South America. But you don't really see that on TV.
So do they have, so like I know in Nigeria and Ghana, they have like the slave trade castle or whatever. Do they have something like that over there for like the slave history?
Yeah, they do. They do. Salvador is definitely one of those areas that you have a lot of that. And you see like the different color houses and things. I know I get like a lot of stories, like I said, from my tour guide. He tells me a lot of different things. And one of my other friends, her name is Liaz. She's a lawyer from over there. She does a lot of helps me out with like a lot of different business. And she's always trying to just tell people, hey, they should come over here and see. And they're two very proud, Black Brazilian people. Like they understand like their heritage.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Right. It is. It's definitely definitely dope. I definitely encourage a lot of people to check it out.
Yeah, especially if you can't afford to go to Africa, at the moment, you can always have a secondary place, and that can be South America,
Take me South America.
And we can most definitely contact this brother right here platform for a tour, so he can hook you up with people that are safe if he's not around, most definitely. But if he is around, he can show you a good time and you can feel like you're safe. So that's another question that I wanted to ask you. Do you feel like the diaspora would be safe going to these South American countries?
Absolutely. I'm in a lot of different, travel platforms, and, I'm always hearing, when I was working the regular 9 to 5, hey, why are you not going to Paris? Like, who are you safe with? I don't feel safe with, going to Paris. Like, that's a cousin of the United States, but when I go to a lot of these different places, like, yeah, I absolutely, I feel safe. Just some of the things that I've experienced, like just walking by myself, going blocks and get on the subway, people actually taking the time out to help me, or anything. Like I've never experienced nothing of like that they portray again in the media, about you getting pickpocketed and all that. I'm like, man, I grew up in South Florida. Like, it can't be more dangerous than that. You grew up in the 80s. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I definitely would have everybody check it out for themselves. And you know, crime is everywhere. Crime, you know, is kind of like inedible. It's going to happen. But yeah, me personally speaking, I definitely feel safe.
Okay. Now I want to ask you another question. I know I seen some places that you're getting ready to start hosting tours in,
Right.
besides South America. So I think I seen Egypt. I seen Ghana as well. So besides those two places, what other countries are you hosting tours in right now that you
We're
know?
doing Nigeria. We're doing
Okay.
Nigeria in April. Shout out to Jabola.
The homie.
That's the homie.
The homie of the most, the hostess of the mostest, Jabola.
Right. I have Samuel in Ghana. He's going to be the official tour guide for Ghana.
Okay.
Right. And I have Egypt. That's going to be in November.
Okay.
With said. We're trying to add Costa Rica. And that's another thing. I am doing like these coffee tours. The concept of the coffee tour, right? Everybody, you hear a lot of women saying, you know, like, hey, I'm drinking tea. What's the tea? Well, I don't drink tea, right? I want the truth. When you see a lot of people drinking coffee, is tied to education. It's tied to reading a book. It's tied to like you and your laptop trying to search. So that's what I'm doing, some soul searching, getting everybody else to understand, you know, and then a lot of times with these different companies or countries that they're tied to is tied to Black and brown countries. So this is another way to have authentic tours, going to Jamaica, the hills of Jamaica, going to Haiti, going to Costa Rica, going to indigenous Mexico, you know what I mean, where people look like us. And it's a great feel for like just everybody, just bringing just diversity. You can still have a great time and get you some coffee. So
right.
That's what I'm really trying to promote. You know, with Egypt, I tie that into the coffee tour, also getting some Nubian coffee. I always thought like Cuba was the strongest coffee, but the more I've been reading and the more I've been researching, talking to different people, they've been telling me about this Egyptian coffee. So I'm tied. That's what I'm really tying into. You know, the different shades of coffee represents all of us. So
and you know what? They said Sudan got some strong coffee too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So we need to check it. We need to check that out.
Yeah,
I'm
check out
definitely a coffee.
Sudan too.
We definitely. I'm a coffee drinker. So look, wherever it's at, we're gonna have we're gonna try to definitely have a tour.
Sounds good to me, brother. So after we get off of this interview, I'm gonna get some information from you so I can put up some things about your tour. So if they want to contact you for one, they can.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you one last question and we're gonna wrap it up. So what can we expect from More Global here in the future?
Well, More Global, what I have planned in the future, like I was saying with these coffee tours, I really want to have something different, something authentic, something that people can be proud of, you know, feel safe about, knowing that the tour guides that I do have tied to More Global, they're accredited, they're great at what they do, they're award-winning guys, they're upstanding guys, you know, like I've been really talking to people like Jabola, that he's a stand-up guy. Samuel is a stand-up guy. All these guys that I have encountered, even my boy Freddie, and he's gonna get mad if I don't give him a shout out to Freddie in Colombia. He's a stand-up guy. I have trusted, you know, people that I have known personally to some of these guys. So I can say, you know, that's coming. We're gonna, once we actually launch, the tours are never gonna stop. We're gonna just keep, you know, rotating and keep it moving. So whenever you need a great tour guide, reach out to More Global. We're gonna, we're starting some ventures where we actually trying to build like a hotel. That's something that I'm working on, as a joint venture. That's something that I'm really trying to encourage people to have ownership outside of the United States. It's good to have one foot in, one foot out. I had to learn that over time, that having real ownership of something that you can call your own is very important. So that's something that I'm really encouraging with More Global, and it's something that I'm really trying to push for the future.
And what people don't understand is when you own property outside of the United States, you don't have to worry about property taxes. You don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. It is paid off,
all that property ordinance and all that. Yours is yours. You can do what you want to do with what you want to do it with. So
yes. And
it definitely takes a community. It definitely takes, people from these other places to really understand, hey, we are distant cousins. We the distant people that, are looking for opportunity to come and, live, have a good time. So that's what we're trying to do. And I definitely commend you for starting your process.
Wow. Thank you, brother. That means a lot coming from you, because I know you've been around the world and you have seen, how it is living outside of the United States. Like you said, your father, was in the military, so you were able to travel around the country. So it only makes sense for you to start up this tourism company, because you have been around the world,
Right.
And you see that there is more to offer than just the United States.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I tell people ask me all the time, people kind of get into our people. When I say people, when they hear the word investment, they kind of shy away from it, but investment is not hard when you take in the US dollar, because it holds leverage. Like I tell people, man, we are some of the richest people that walk this earth. We just don't know how to spend our money. We don't know how to leverage our dollar. So, you can take a townhouse in Brazil that costs $30,000, but you own it the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like that's a totally different conversation than trying to own a townhouse in Miami. Never gonna own that.
You're never gonna own that. You'll be dead and gone, and your peoples will be paying that house off.
Yep. Yep. And all it takes is the taxes to go up, and guess what? You're forced out. Everything that you work hard for, that you wanted to live a certain dream, is gone. So that's something that I'm really trying to promote and let people know, that it's a different option. If your credit is bad, but you do have a little cash that you can stack away, time, over the years, then come talk to me. We can make it happen.
And another thing too, I want to let the platform know to start investing in this cryptocurrency too. Because I mean, that is the future, stocks, crypto, whatever you can invest in that's going to double your money or triple it, you need to go ahead and looking into that, because I mean, absolutely. Hey, people doing it all the time, and I'm gonna tell you something, us as Black people, we always the last one on the ship for financial security, and it's time for us to start being one of the first.
Yep, it's time to start building our own ships. And creating our own waves. And, I know a lot of things that I might be saying sounds foreign to a lot of people, but trust me, it's going to be the new wave.
It is. And I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I have been through a lot of trials and tribulations in my lifetime, but, it didn't stop me from wanting more and to stepping out on faith, and leaving my fear behind and doing what I need to do to evolve as a person and as a woman in America, so, hey, ain't nothing to fear but fear itself. So we got to start stepping out on faith and getting this done.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Totally agree. So, hey, we have to get, people like myself, yourself, other people that we know, and just keep building and see what we come up with.
Yep. Each one teach one, brother.
Each one teach one.
Brother, this has been amazing. I'm really glad that we got a chance to finally link up for this interview. Like I said, I will be contacting you so we can get some itineraries going for this interview. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Okay. Thanks for having me. I definitely appreciate it. It definitely won't be the last. Anybody who wants any information, reach out. More Global 2020@gmail.com. My website is www.moreglobal.com.
Thank you so much. And do you have a YouTube page as well?
I have a YouTube page. Everything is More Global. My Instagram, you can definitely be, stay in tune with videos and, things that I'm doing on the Instagram as well.
Okay. All right.
Anybody who has any business questions, you can contact me on LinkedIn. Let's keep it professional.
Most definitely.
But
so
yeah,
yes, that's what's up, brother. Well, we will keep in touch. This is More Global. I am Afia Kumson, Africans Leaving America. We are signing off. You all have a wonderful day, evening, or night.
All right.
Milhões de pessoas foram raptadas da África durante toda a escravidão colonial.
Professor Eliu Santos is president of the Foundation for Racial Equality.
40% dessas pessoas vieram para o Brasil.
That's more than 4 million slaves. When they arrived in Salvador de Bahia, they were led to Pelourinho Square.
Pelourinho é o lugar onde as pessoas eram vendidas e também eram torturadas.
Merchants and plantation owners placed bets at public auctions. Helpless slaves were awarded to the highest bidder. Many were bought to work under extreme conditions on sugar plantations, a commodity that changed international trade during colonialism and boosted Brazil's economy.